Hello there. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Bond, James Bond. I'm a health and fitness expert. I work with people who want to improve their quality of life. What makes my service different is I'm the only personal fitness instructor in the north of England who's a qualified medical doctor, and therefore I can take on the super high risk cases that other fitness instructors cannot or will not dare. Now today I'm making an extremely controversial video, probably one of the most controversial I've ever made, and I won't be surprised in the least if it gets banned. So watch it now before it gets taken down. Some of you will remember the Christopher Reeve movie, Superman 3. Now in that movie there was an oil crisis, and one onlooker says that no matter whenever there's a problem, somebody gets rich. Well, right now we're in the middle of a crisis, the obesity crisis, and more people will die from obesity than starvation, believe it or not, albeit both for the same cause, poverty. So you're going to ask yourself this question: who gets rich out of people being obese? Well, is it the supermarket? You can argue that. Is it the fast food industry? Well, they make a bit of money out of it. And you might be thinking to yourself, the fitness industry. Well, the fitness industry does make some money out of it. But believe it or not, the person who makes the most money out of people being obese is the tax man. Now, I'm probably assuming that you're registered with a doctor, and as a former doctor myself, I can assure you that your doctor doesn't want you to drink alcohol. Your doctor doesn't want you to smoke, and your doctor wants you to be as healthy as possible and stay within a good weight. But the taxman doesn't want that. The taxman wants you to eat like a horse and be really, really overweight. The taxman wants you to smoke like a chimney. And the taxman, believe it or not, wants you to drink like a fish. The taxman would like to see all three of that. You know why? You die early. For every stone overweight you are, you reduce your life expectancy by 3 years. For every time you light up a cigarette, you reduce your life expectancy by 5 minutes. Every time you have an alcoholic drink, you reduce your life expectancy by a little bit. Add them all together, and you have a deadly combination. But, albeit it takes quite some time for it to act. So why does the taxman want this? Well, think about it logically. Tobacco revenue gives the taxman about £9.5 billion a year, but tobacco-related diseases cost the NHS about £5 billion. The taxman takes in £14 billion or thereabouts in alcohol duty, but alcohol-related diseases cost the NHS £3.5 billion. I have no figures at this moment in time for how much the taxman gets in VAT on fast food. I don't know. But let me assure you one thing. There's one major reason why the taxman wants you to smoke like a chimney, eat like a horse, and drink like a fish. And that is, you waiting for it? You die early. I say it to you again, you will die early and you'll do the taxman a great favour. You know why? Imagine this. The taxman gets your pension payment, your national insurance, and all your taxes over your working life. Then what happens is he's hoping that you die before you're 65. If you die before you're 65, they don't have to pay a pension for you. Now think about it logically. At this moment in time, the state pension is £113.20 a week. Multiply that by 52 weeks, that's £5,800 a year or thereabouts. Now at this moment in time, there are something like 10 million people over the age of 65. So that works out roughly about £100 billion, or 1/7 of government expenditure. Now if those people die, the taxman saves a hell of a lot of money, and there's fewer people paying into the pot now. Now they estimate that this number will double by 2050. So you can imagine how much money the taxman's got to pay out in pensions, especially as fewer people are paying into the pot. So what they do is that they make alcohol, cigarettes, and fast food cheaper than ever before. Now you're probably saying to me, alcohol is really expensive. You're probably saying to me, cigarettes are really expensive. Well, they are. But in relative terms, if you take into account the rise of the minimum wage, believe it or not, alcohol and cigarettes have never been so cheap, and the same applies to fast food, or what I call junk food. And that's basically, it takes less and less time to earn the price of a pack of cigarettes. It takes less and less time to earn the price of a pint of beer. And by doing this, by making alcohol and cigarettes from fast food much, much cheaper in relative terms, people spend more money on them. As a result, these problems increase in size and number. And of course, you die early. Imagine this scenario. If we had 19 million people who are over the age of 65, each paying or each taking out £5,881 or thereabouts per year, in other words, £113.20 a week, the taxman's have to spend an absolute fortune. But then what happens is if they die early, the taxman saves all that money. And believe it or not, most people will die without a will. Now, if you die without a will, what happens? The taxman takes the whole lot. Okay? So it's very much in the taxman's interest for you to die early. So the take-home message from this is, firstly, get a will. Okay? Get a will, get it reviewed every year. 2, don't drink, or at least reduce your drinking to an absolute minimum. Next thing, if you smoke, cut it out. Third, and lastly, eat healthily and exercise more. That's eat harder to do. Look below, and there's a little link to a guide you can get from me called "Do You Want Your Kids to Die Before You Do?" or "How to Lose Weight Without Going to the Gym." Download it, get it for free, and basically act on it. And basically, you're giving the taxman a bit of a headache because you'll live longer. My name is Bond, James Bond, leaving shaken but not stirred. Bye bye.